How do you ensure a brand connects with the target audience? This was the question I was faced with when undertaking a package design project for Nestle's Purina Mills. Purina's history as a company can be traced back to the 19th century, when founder William H. Danforth started selling food for farm animals. Today, Nestle's Purina Pet Care is one of the most dominating forces in the pet food industry and manufactures multiple pet care products, chiefly dog and cat food. Purina has many pet food brands, each with their own specific niches, but I was tasked with creating a new pet food brand that stood out and tapped into the values and desires of pet owners. I also needed to figure out what kind of products would make up the brand, the overall tone for the visual identity, and what the packaging would look like. How could I ensure this new brand would stand out? Researching the target audience was critical to understanding how to create a design that resonated with them. While the product would be for pets, they were not themselves the customers. First, I needed to understand why pet ownership was on the rise and with whom it was on the rise. Then I needed to understand what kind of pets were being adopted. Additionally, I needed insight as to how pet owners made decisions on what products to buy for their pets. Finally, and most importantly, I needed to know the values and sentiments pet owners had toward their pets. Having gotten my questions in order, I was equipped to glean valuable information. Here's what my research revealed. Pet ownership is on the rise globally, particularly in places with an increase of populations having disposable incomes. More than half the global population is estimated to have home pets. Rates of pet ownership also increased during the COVID-19 pandemic. Dogs remain the most popular pets in the world, with 1 in 3 households owning a dog, while cats make up for about a quarter of the pet population. In the US, dogs and cats remain the most popular across all generations. Majority pet owners still prefer to browse and pick up pet food products in-store, and only a small minority have it delivered after shopping online. Additionally, it is becoming more common for pet owners to do research on brands online before making purchasing decisions. Newer pet owners are more skeptical about pet food brands than older ones. With the expansion of pet parent culture, there is an increased humanization of pets and an increasingly popular sentiment that pets are legitimate members of the family. As a result, pet owners are more willing to spend more on their pets to ensure they are properly cared for. I decided to create a brand that felt homey and nostalgic, one that would appeal to the human buyer sentimentality and their taste buds. Instead of designing a brand that looked medical, I'd make one that looked more human, like it belonged at the table, reflecting the sentiments of pet parents or those in interspecies homes. I used mood boards of different human pantry and kitchen products to accumulate a visual map. It helped me see what kind of package design and branding was out there, what it was accomplishing, and how I would improve or personalize them. This influenced my brainstorms and mind maps, giving me a rich well of ideas to pull from. I chose colors and patterns I believed would resonate with the brand. The tones I'd picked were warm, which made the brand appear approachable and friendly, while the patterns could visually communicate different flavors and ingredients. I knew I wanted the brand to be personal, so I went with a text-based logo that had names typical of Midwestern pets. I picked names that were more classic sounding, so the brand had a sense of timelessness, as if it had always been there. I then went and sketched out my ideas and experimented with rough designs and concept mock-ups. Once sure of the general direction I needed to go in, I adapted the sketches to the sizes of the package guidelines and made adjustments as I continued to research, develop, and implement my ideas. Here's what the final products look like. So how do you ensure a brand connects with the target audience? There's only one real answer for that. Empathy. I learned a lot during this project. I have expanded my skills in packaging design via learning the requirements needed to package a product efficiently, whether that's researching materials, analyzing competitors, considering the needs of consumers, or ensuring the accuracy of measurements and dimensions. But most importantly, I've learned how valuable it is to keep understanding and curiosity at the forefront of the creative process.